Hey, look what I got. I've got some Caraganas. Nice long pieces of Caragana. And today, with these Caragana poles, I intend to make some trellises. Well, as you can see, I'm back in the garden again today. Can't get onto the lathe unless I get my garden work done, so that's the deal. So that's what I'm doing. Today I'm going to make some trellises, and what I've got was, the other day I was out with a neighbor of mine cutting down some suckers, and had to get rid of some dead Caragana branches. So that's what I've got. And the one thing about Caragana is, you know, there's a lot of nice straight wood out of it, and I thought, geez, you know, instead of taking this down to the dump for it to burn, it's a tree. This is Tree Creations. Let's create something out of the tree. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make some trellises. I'm not going to need many tools for this particular job, just my circular saw, tape measure, and I'm going to use some twine just to hold them together. Here's the first patch of peas that I want to build a trellis for. Back here they're getting quite long already. And I've got some corn and some radishes planted in the back area here. And they don't need to be trellised, so I'm just going to build it for this square in here, which is, what is it, 3 foot by 3 foot. I'm basically just going to want to have it about 3 foot high. So I'm thinking of going with sort of a pyramid type of trellis. Okay. Well, these pieces of wood I think are a little bit substantial. I don't need anything this large for this one. It's just peas. So I'm just going to move those to the back. Kind of choose some that are, you know, not necessarily huge. This one's long, but it's got a smaller end I can use. I'm going to cut them each to about 4 feet. No real science in here, folks. I'm just kind of guesswork. If it doesn't work in that location, I'm sure I can use it somewhere else. Get my saw. Got a pencil here. Not that pencil's going to do much good on this, but let's see. Yeah, let's go 4 feet. Like I say, I'm not being overly precise or anything. I'm just roughly marking 4 feet, and that's where I'm going to cut it. I could use a handsaw, but I got power tools. I'll cut it at 4 foot mark here. So there's one. Now I need 3 more. Get some cross pieces on here, but yeah, before that I'm going to start lashing this together. So I'm going to get a knife. I forgot about that in my little tool list. I need a knife to cut the string. Oops. Alright, so here's what I'm doing. I'll lash these together and I'll sort out the legs when I do that. But I got to start off with one. I'm going to move these 3. Grab my twine here. Just going to take off a chunk of twine. I don't know. That'll do. Give that a slice. Just going to tie it to the top of the first stick here. Just give it a good old granny knot. I don't need to use anything fancy. I ain't no Boy Scout. There we go. So there's that one. I'm just going to kind of notch that in. Notch the 2 together. Just going to do a weaving in and out kind of motion. I'm going to go up and over gonna shove it through there. Pull it tight. There. It's nice and firm, I hope. Grab the next stick. That'll work just fine. So there is the first one. First part of it anyway. I want to put some cross pieces in there as well. Basically down at the base to hold it apart the 3 feet that I want it. Actually about 2.5 feet. Can be in the middle a little bit. But yeah, let's get to that next. Now for the cross pieces, I want to use some green branches, and well, these are pretty green. So I want them to be about 2 feet long. Let's see. Start here. Let's see, is this going to be strong enough? I don't think so. Nope, I need a bigger cutter. I'll be back. Let's measure out 2 feet of this. Here, let's see if I can do this with this. Oh, right on. Okay, so there's one 2 foot piece. Now I'll get 3 more and we'll lash them onto the quadrupod. Oh, shit. Huh.
What?
Oh, nothing. That's not good. The trimmer's broke. Dang. Yeah. That's a shame. Oh well. My fault. My fault. I was pushing to the extreme, apparently. This cut off, luckily, happens to be roughly 2 feet. It's a little over, but whatever. It's not rocket science, this. Okay, now all I need is one more. Now, I'll lash these together. More or less. Listen, I'm not a boatsman and I've never been really good at knots, so, you know, don't laugh. Please. Gotta make sure I got my stance under 3 feet. So I got that at 33 inches. That should be good. I'm gonna find a place where I'm at about 2 feet. I'll start right there, I guess. String, twine. That's an awful lot for the one tie. Yeah, roughly there. Tag on the end. I'm just going to go around and do the same thing with all 4 sticks until I get this kind of almost completed. That's 4. Pretty sturdy, but a little off balance here. This leg's a little short, but that's alright. The dirt's a little off balance too. I'm sure if I wiggle it around enough times I'll find a spot where it sits flat, but well, that's the problem with having 4 legs instead of 3. But yeah, that looks alright, and I think that's going to fit above the peas just nicely. But the next thing I want to do is, that's going to be a long reach for them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to string some of the twine, a couple of rows around the bottom section. Once they get up there, they can go up. I may actually put a couple of rows of twine around there as well, but we'll see how that goes. That's what I'm going to do now. Such a thing.
You think that was cool?
I didn't really mean to do that, but I did it. Now I have to live with it. And as you can see, I'm not measuring anything, not being particular. I'm going around, and then I'm coming around the string itself and pulling back on it. That's going to help give it a little bit of tension.
And then proceeds, we have a bomb.
Here. If I got strings dangling and whatnot, that's just going to help the peas get something else to climb on too. I'm not going to worry too much about the tail ends of these. As long as everything stays together. So there's that part. I'm going to go up and I'll come back when I have the finished product and ready to set it on the pea plant. Well, there it is. I wrapped some strings around here. Got some dangling down because I know the peas are going to grab them. I just got a little washer on the end of that. Maybe the weight will help. Got another one dangling there, and got one going across. I just want to see where the peas tend to go on here, and there's a lot of peas in there, so hopefully we can get them all climbing. Anyway, let's take a walk through the garden.
There's my hascat bush. Got one over there. Another one over there. Those are delicious. Got some tomatoes happening here. We just had a big windstorm, so everything's kind of... There's a flea bane, in case you didn't know. Another patch of peas. Got a pepper. Some chives. What the heck is that? Yeah, that's an eggplant. What else do we got? Got neighbors. This is a columbine. Got some iris here. This is supposed to be daylily, but I think it's just quackgrass. Lots of taters. And here's our pea patch. This is what I'm working on here. Let me set up the camera and I'll get this trellis set in here.
Alright, here we go. Setting the trellis in. Oh, I want to move the stick here. Looks like I've got my width okay. You see this stick has already got some peas climbing up on it. So you know what? I'm going to leave it just the way it is. Just going to move it back a little bit. Stick this one leg into the ground here. Let's try and balance it out. There we go. There's my pea trellis. This one anyway. I have a few more to build. There we go. Oh, what do we got here?
There we go. Good stuff. Alright.
So a little update on the pea trellis. Seems to be working really quite well. The pea-ramid, if you will. Pea-ramid, get it? Anyway, they're doing good. These peas were actually bought from M.I. Gardner, Luke at M.I. Gardner. Probably wouldn't approve of all the weeds we've got going on in here, but you know what? They're keeping the ground moist. We've had a dry year, and every little bit of water we can keep in the ground is a good thing. So, yeah, we got weeds, but that's all right. A lot of them we can eat too. So there it is. There's the pea trellis. Glad you watched the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Remember to click like and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more like this. Normally wood turning, but garden season is here and the garden is doing so good. I've been spending a lot of time out here. And well, you know, it's kind of beautiful. Very interesting.